Visión comunal, en contacto con las comunidades.
Venezuela in the news. News from the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela.
Headlines. In the summit of the NAM, Venezuela will present a plan to transform the United Nations system. The government confirmed to have held 2 meetings with the opposition. A Venezuelan achieved a Guinness record in apnea. Welcoming the delegations of the nations that will participate in the 17th summit of the non-aligned movement that is taking place in Venezuela until September 18th. The international newsroom was inaugurated by Minister of Communication and Information Luis José Marcano, along with Vice Minister for Europe Samuel Moncada, for the coverage and projection of the NAM summit. The Venezuelan government confirmed the beginning of a series of technical meetings where the ministers of foreign affairs will have a free agenda for the bilateral or multilateral meetings. Marcano reaffirmed the Venezuelan government's support to the national and international press. Sources from the Ecuadorian nation confirmed that the Union of South American Nations will analyze the creation of a penal court that will investigate and judge offenses committed by the transnational organized crime groups. The Attorney General of Ecuador, Galo Chiriboga, will present the project to the UNASUR during an encounter of attorneys and prosecutor generals about the transnational organized crime that begins today in Quito and ends tomorrow. Ministers of State and representatives of the judicial sector in Argentina, Bolivia, Brazil, Chile, Colombia, Ecuador, Guyana, Peru, Suriname, Uruguay, and Venezuela will participate in the meeting. Attorney generals from nations like Colombia, Venezuela, Peru, Bolivia, Argentina, and Paraguay know and support the proposal. Venezuela will present a strategic plan to strengthen the non-aligned movement and make it a forefront political platform that transforms the system of the United Nations. President Nicolás Maduro stated that the Venezuelan nation will work for the UN system to serve the people instead of the elites of the world. Currently, Venezuela heads the Human Rights Council and the Economic Social Rights Council of the United Nations. The UN comprises 193 countries, but only 15 are part of the Security Council, and from these, 5 are permanent members, with right to veto, claims the NAM.
Venezuela in the news.
Head of the Presidential Commission on the Recall referendum issue confirmed yesterday in an encounter with the press that the Venezuelan government held 2 private and secret meetings with the opposition for preparatory conversations for a political dialogue between both sectors. Rodriguez affirmed that the National Electoral Council will have to decide in the next days whether to disable or not the Democratic Unity Opposition Party Coalition MUD, accused of fraud. The government consulted yesterday to the National Electoral Council about the progress in the investigations against the MUD that introduced more than 600,000 fraudulent signatures during the first phase to activate a recall referendum. Venezuela has a new Guinness World Record thanks to diver Carlos Coste, who dove 177 meters deep during the open water event that took place in Bonaire. Coste made his debut in the Guinness Book of Records in 1999 when he dove 152 meters deep with a mode of dynamic apnea with fins. Coste's results will be sent to London, venue of the Guinness Records Organization, to receive the definite certification. The diver from Caracas achieved his new record on September 10th in the Bonaire Deep Sea Challenge with a descent of 177 meters and with only 1 breath of air in open water.
News from the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela.
Headline. In the summit of the NAM, Venezuela will present a plan to transform the United Nations system. The government confirmed to have held 2 meetings with the opposition. A Venezuelan achieved a Guinness record in apnea.
Venezuela in the news. News from the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela.
Visión comunal, en contacto con las comunidades.